Now, an album that does not at all sound like a winter album, and I have no idea why they decided to release this in November, because this is a warm weather album if I've ever heard one. We've got De La Soul with Cabin in the Sky. Released, this is the second to last release of this run of Mass Appeal projects for 2025. We've had Mobb Deep, we've had Big L, we've had
Ghostface,
we had Raekwon, we had Slick Rick. I might be missing one in there somewhere. There's been quite a few. We still got Nas and Primo to come.
Yep.
And this is their first album since Dave passed in 2023, right as they were getting ready, right as they had finally gotten control of their masters and they were going to finally do something, right? Control their own destiny. We've covered on this show, like, oh, they're having issues with someone trying to do a documentary. I mean, they for a legendary hip hop group, they have taken their career has been just all over the place. And
For
so
sure.
a 2025 project on Mass Appeal, which there's been some good music, there's been some not so good music. You and I have talked about it. There have been some of these projects where it's like, oh, they didn't want to pay for samples. They didn't want to, but they wanted to give you the sample feel. So they're kind of doing a thing, and that has its place and it can kind of work, but it didn't really. And the production largely felt, they certainly cleared samples, or at least they just said, who cares, on the Alchemist, on the Mobb Deep project, because Alk was just like, yeah, sure. So I didn't really know what to expect with this De La Soul project. This De La Soul project is full of samples. They either, and so I would normally say either they paid or they didn't care, but this is De La Soul. There is no way they didn't clear these samples, because they're way too scarred by that.
For sure.
Right. So I don't know if this is a labor of love. I don't.
Gotta be.
It's gotta be, and that's something to be said. My expectations for this project were very low.
I didn't have any.
I heard the song. So what was the first song I heard off this? I'm trying to think. It was one of the Pete Rock beats. Was it In the Sun? Maybe. I'm trying to remember. I'm looking at this track list. No, that's Q-Tip. There's another record. I can't remember. It was the first, I think it was it Different World? I can't remember. Either way, one of the records I heard and I was just like, oh, The Package. That's what it was. The Package was like the lead single, and I heard it and I was like, okay, interesting. But I also remember that Common Pete Rock album, and I heard the first couple songs and I was in, and then I heard the project and I was out. So I was a little guarded, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'll say, for some of these, this run of albums that we've had over the last few years, where it's a lot of legends trying to get back in there. Okay, you're going to get one or two records. That Mobb Deep record might be kind of similar, right? One or two of the first records we heard off that were like, oh. And then you hear the whole album, and you're like, it's not.
Yeah.
Man, I basically started crying on the intro.
Really? Yeah, the intro is beautiful.
I was like, oh, I'd been saving this album for the last album. I was like, okay, I did everything else. And I was like, so this weekend, not super warm, but it was like, I don't know, 48, 49 degrees outside. Sunny at least.
Yeah.
So for November, I'll take that. I'm taking my dog an afternoon walk. Just press play on the intro. They get to the end. When they do the roll call, I'm listening. And then when they say pause, and I'm like, oh God, and then it hits you what they're trying to do. And then they just let it fade out, and they're calling out for David. He's not there. And I was just like, what is happening? And I'm getting emotional, and I'm like, what is happening right now? It was this perfect blend of just like the sun was shining and it was like outside, like it was a perfect moment to hear that. And then all of a sudden I'm listening to this warm, carefully crafted album that
playful.
I'm blown away by this album. I did not see this album coming at all.
Few takeaways. First of all, Sunny Storms is the greatest DJ Premier beat in
long time.
A decade.
Two beats technically.
Yeah.
It's really freaking good.
That Minnie Riperton sample is because that was my introduction. Because I was like, okay, new De La Soul album, I'll get to it. One of those sample accounts that I follow.
Yeah.
And they played the beat, and I was like, oh.
So that's so funny. Because of my brick, I'm off social media so much. I'm behind on all the sample accounts.
Sure.
Okay, that's good. I'm glad I didn't get it ruined.
For sure. Yeah, that Sunny Storms is.
You know what? Here, real quick, in case people haven't heard it, real quick.
Even De La. I laughed at that. It's okay, New Edition.
Already right there. If you're not already interested in listening to that, I don't know what to tell you.
Even just the
I know.
Because this feels like a De La album.
This
has
isn't.
skits.
This is an album.
This is an album.
This is an album.
We can't.
You can listen. If you want to jump around, we can give you a couple records if you want to jump in and test it out. But I'm telling you, like, here's the thing. Honestly, listen to the entire intro. It's 3 minutes and 39 seconds. Listen to it. You will get caught up into it, and then you don't stop, which also sounds great. Flows right into it. Is this just warm intro to the album, even though they're obviously wrestling with the passing of their brother. And I can't believe Good Health sounds like Grind Date, basically, like from that era, De La Soul. There's quirky, funky, weird stuff on here that you just gotta like press play and let this album wash over you.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
When I heard Cruel Summers Bring Fire Life, I just smiled from ear to ear.
Because I was not expecting the beat switch. I really thought Paz was gonna rap over the sample. I was like, okay. And then the switch into flipping that record in the simplest way.
Yeah.
And I'm into it. And Dave, not Dave, I'm sorry. We gonna talk Paz. We're gonna talk Paz. But Paz, I'll just say it now, since we already
go ahead.
The flowers that we gave Malice for returning to hip hop and rapping at a high level, I would say that at a minimum, Posthumous deserves those same flowers. I'll take it a step further. He had more weight to carry. If you listen to the clips, they did an interview with GQ, and this was after their Grammy noms. And the interviewer was like, hey, Malice, many people consider you to be the MVP of 2025 when it comes to lyricism. And Malice says, Pusha did a lot of the heavy lifting. I just had to show up and rap, right?
I mean, it was very obvious. I mean, if you listen to the project, it's a great project. But the hook, like Malice doesn't do any hooks. Like, Malice is showing up, he's doing his 16, and then he's probably getting out for most of these records.
But Paz has to make up for the loss of Dave because they were very much like Phife and Q-Tip, where they played off of each other. Their styles are very contrasting. You could say the same about a Big Pooh and Fonte. Their styles were contrasting. One had a certain style, the other had a certain style. Dave is not there. Dave is not the super lyrical miracle guy, but he complements Paz so well. To have that absence on the album, you have to be an incredible MC in order to fill that void. And when I tell you Paz sounds just as sharp as he ever has in his career, he is destroying these beats.
He sounds
effortlessly.
Yeah,
he sounds great.
Sounds great. And Dave does have vocals on some of these records.
Sure. But he's still doing a lot of heavy lifting.
Yeah.
He's still doing a lot of heavy lifting. Yeah.
100%.
They didn't pull a Big L and, like make it we're going to do this and take this and this unreleased or whatever. Like, this is largely Paz and a lot more Maceo, which I appreciate too.
Oh, yeah.
Yep.
Will Be, I like. The package works so nicely in the concept of the album. A quick 16 for Mama is fine. It's fine. It's cool.
But they're telling a story. It makes sense. Again, you have to sit down and let this whole album play for it to make sense. You cannot skim.
How you feel about Nas on Run It Back?
It's a good Nas verse.
Good record. Good Nas verse.
Yeah. Good Nas verse.
I really like Different World.
Different World is dope.
Jermaine Jackson sample's crazy.
Yep, Different World is dope.
Patty Cake works.
I liked NF. That's the
NF,
other
Primo.
The other Primo beat. Yep.
He also does Silent Life of a Truth.
I like the Common record, Common and Slick Rick. I like Yours.
I like Yours a lot. I like the beat on Palm of His Hands. It's a real pretty Pete Rock beat. Listen, Don't Push Me, that last record, Dave produced that record. I'm going to play that real quick. This beat is phenomenal.
Wow. Up in the cabins.
Mic check 2 3 1 2 1 2. Mic check 2 3.
The swing is.
If you told me that was those are almost like Ninth Wonder mid 2000s chops. I was waiting for Median to come in for a second. You know what I mean? Man, like this album feels, it's not even a time warp. It feels just like out of time, timeless. You know what I mean? If you told me this came out 2 years after Grind Date, I might have believed you. I couldn't believe like how well crafted it is, the care. They brought all their friends together, basically.
Absolutely.
It's very notable that Prince Paul is nowhere to be found.
And it's crazy because it feels like a De La album, but at the same time, he is missed.
He's not there at all. And it was the word, this is even on Wiki, is like they were teasing like earlier this year that they were going to work with him on a new project. But obviously that didn't happen.
Didn't pan out.
Which is unfortunate. Even if he was just like in the mix somewhere, some way. Like when they're doing that roll call at the beginning, the fact that Prince Paul is not there feels really strange.
Yeah. Yeah.
But, you know, like, I mean, beats from Jake One, Knots. Obviously, their guy Super Dave West is all over the place. Primo with 3 beats. We said, you know, P-Rock before. I mean, it's just like, I don't know. It's like a warm hug, you know?
Yeah. I feel like people were like wanting to work on this album. Like this was more about we want to honor and essentially help you pick up the pieces and figure out what, you know, a new direction,
right?
Simultaneously a new direction for De La Soul while also paying homage to, because I feel like their last album didn't feel or sound like this. The Anonymous Nobody.
No, it didn't. Which also had, you know, I'm looking at had Super Dave West and Pete Rock, but I don't really remember that album all that well.
I remember not liking it.
I also remember that.
What label was that on? Oh, they put out themselves.
They put out themselves.
Of course. Yeah.
All that to say, like, I mean, their first album came out in 1989.
Mm-hmm.
And here they are in 2025 putting out, I mean, this is a top 10 of the year for me. No question.
Easy.
Just a question of where. I'm not saying that like I don't want the kids to make music that sounds exactly like this at all. I want them to find their own way. The warmth on an album that like could be sad, right? They're wrestling with the death of their friend, their brother, and they paid tribute to him instead. Like
yes, they did.
You can even like, and yeah, there are not every record is like warm horns, and you know there are definitely different sounds in here, but there is just like a vibe and a feel to this that is so needed, so incredibly needed. You know
what I love about this album compared to all the other Mass Appeal releases is that it feels like it stands on its own.
Yes.
In true De La Soul fashion, when everybody else goes right, they go left. While, you know, some of those other projects feel like they're trying to like keep up and find their footing and their place. De La is like, we know exactly what we want to do. And they execute it. And again, the thoughtfulness that is put into this album, the intentionality, the care, in an environment where people just string songs together and hope for the best, forcing you to listen to this album all the way through. A lot of these songs are pretty good on their own, but they are phenomenal in the context of the full experience.
Yeah.
Cannot help but appreciate that.
No, absolutely. And yeah, like if you listen to this podcast and you haven't heard this yet, you absolutely should go listen to this like right now. It's just, yeah. I mean, it's absolutely their best work since the Grind Date.
Sure.
I mean,
that's a pretty easy.
Sure. And even like I like Grind Date, but Grind Date's got some hit or miss going on in there. So.
Oh yeah, you did say that. I disagree, but that's fine.
You just want me to play Shoomp, don't you?
First of all, that was a bonus track. People, I don't know if we said this when we had our conversation about Billboard. It's like there's so many like moments of this year. Like I know the Mass Appeal releases were like hit and miss, but to have one record label release albums from Slick Rick, Ghostface, Raekwon, De La Soul, Big L, like Mobb Deep, like that's a big deal for hip hop. It's a big deal for hip hop. So you can sit up here and say, oh, Billboard, you know, music fell out top 40 of Billboard, but also like this has been a really, I don't know, was the last great year in hip hop?
Boy, I don't know.
Yeah, we'd have to look. I don't know if it's in the 2020s. I feel like 22 maybe, but I don't know. I feel like it's been a little minute where like there's been highs, like super high highs.
Sure.
But like, has there been like a great year? This has been a really, really dope year for hip hop.
Yeah. It's been real good.
Yeah, really dope.